Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be showing you cars that are in the drip feed that are not out yet, even though technically right now I'm showing you a car that's already out. We'll start with cars that are already out and the disappointing car, Hella shows first. But you know what's funny? You'll see throughout this whole video, every vehicle, even aircrafts, they're all this grey or white default colour. And the one thing that we were annoyed about is the fact that the Jester R has no modifications, spoiler alert, and we couldn't take the livery off. But it's literally stuck. The livery is stuck to even the rendered models. That's so funny. But yeah, I'll just show a quick little look at the cars that are already in the game. As you can see, yeah, there's no point going through the cars that are already in the game. But here's a quick showcase. Caracara, Terminus, and of course like the 2013 to 2016 Honda Accord. Last but not least, probably the best car in the DLC so far is the Viper. And I say so far because what's coming is really cool. I've looked through the files and I'm excited. I do not normally do like aircrafts or anything, but these are some interesting ones and I'll quickly go through why. This is called the CH-53G in real life and it's a German aircraft. I don't know much about aircrafts, but better known as a Sea Stallion. And it's normally a heavy duty, heavy lifter aircraft. Now, under the file name, it's called Cargo Bob 3. Now, the cool thing about this is, as you can see underneath, it does have a slot for some extensions. And I'm guessing that you'll be able to do something with that, lift something. And it'll be nice if it was a newer version of the Cargo Bob that you could just call. Or because Rockstar have not been really pleasing us lately, it's probably only going to be a mission thing. Or if you're able to buy it, it might not be able to pick up vehicles. Oh no, I'm just preparing for the worst here because they gave us that. Here is that Sea Stallion in real life. And yeah, I've gone way too into detail with the Sea Stallion for someone who doesn't know anything about aircrafts. Next, we have the Titan 2, better known as we know it, the AC-130. That is cool. Come on. Even if you're not into any vehicles, that is cool. But I am afraid that it's just probably going to be like a little copy of the Bambushka, but it doesn't seem like it. It looks like it's got a lot more tech than the Bambushka. Probably will be in the missions, and it seems very high tech. Here's better images of the AC-130, but you guys probably have already seen this in Call of Duty or somewhere else. We have another plane that doesn't really seem interesting, that has a camera underneath. That's called the Duster 2, and it's called the Duster because in real life it's the 88L2, which is also like an actual Duster, a crop Duster. Now let's get into the interesting cars, and it just gets more and more interesting. Here we have the Corvette D10, obviously a police version, and it's a cool thing to bring. It's a cool, nice vehicle to bring. I personally think that this should have been the only police vehicle, but giving us a few options is okay as well. I honestly think it's stupid to go from 0 police vehicles last year to so many police vehicles now. I think Rockstar really took the mick with that. Speaking about Rockstar taking the mick, they brought the Jester Classic, as you can see, but the drift version now. Now there's a drift Jester Classic. This should have been an option earlier. I don't know why they waited. But here we got it, the Jester Classic drift version. Personally, I would have liked the original Jester Classic to be tweaked in handling, but we got the drift one now too. Another car is the police faction, and I don't want to spend too much time because people can really guess what this is. It's a faction, that's the police variant. Now I'm hoping they add a few more mods to the faction. I'm hoping they don't just leave it so you can put police liveries on it. I don't know what Rockstar are really thinking. Do they think people are really getting impressed by all these different police variants? Now the F-150 Lightning. Here, finally, we've got something really interesting. Now, starting from the 1999 model, the one that we see in Fast and Furious. Pretty sure it is anyway. Let me quickly go research that. Yeah, it is definitely the one. You know a vehicle is cool when people from other countries that don't have that vehicle in their market think it's cool. And it's in the game. Like, I love these kind of older models. I think they're like the era where trucks were cool or started becoming really cool. And these are the trucks that like started it. This, the Dorado. I'm really excited for this. Hoping it has some bed options. But in terms of that, I don't see it. Oh, wow. Okay. It looks cool. There's a lot of detail in here. And comparing it to the real life model, it's not too far off. And look at that. Another cool car. The Sierra Cosworth. So cool. With the RSs on there. And I mean, we weren't expecting this. This is going to be one that a lot of British people really like. I personally am a fan of the Mark IV instead. This is the Mark III, but the fact that they're bringing this into the game, no one expected it. I'm glad, and I'm hoping they don't disappoint us when it comes to modifications as well, because they already have with other cars. Hands down, the coolest car in this DLC. I could not believe they brought something like this out. They brought the C6 Corvette, well, the C6 Corvette mainly from the rear and the shape, of course. And then when you come to the front, I feel like I've seen this model somewhere. I've seen this kind of shape and smoothness of the lights. I've seen it somewhere, but it relates mostly to this Corvette C6. But let me know in the comments. This front end, it looks really familiar for me to just not be thinking about. But look at this thing. Wow. Like the Corvette, near enough has been duplicated. Let me go Google this. Okay, from the rear, there's minuscule differences. Not enough to kind of tell unless you own the vehicle. This is near enough a copy of the Corvette. This is a duplicated Corvette. Unless you've owned one or you just have one as a poster 24/7. Near enough the same car. And I know Rockstar are just going to make this like a Z06 variant as well. As I said before, the front of it does look quite a bit different. The back of it is where you spend most of the time anyway. But there's no way anyone can be disappointed with this. What is so funny is the Drift Cheburek is coming in the game. Wasn't expecting that, a Drift version of the Cheburek. I would like a HSW version. That would be cool. But yeah, Drift version, there's not much to say because you already know what the model looks like. I don't know what they're changing with the weed Yugoban, but they're changing something. Now the original Futo, I don't know why they did this as well. They're making the original Futo now a Drift Futo, which they already have the Futo GTX as a Drift Futo. And then adding this as a Drift Futo, I'm not too sure why. And in terms of cars that are in the game that I think you should buy, I haven't bought any of the police vehicles. I just think the police vehicles now, even though it's cool to have a Caracara one, I think they've overdone the police vehicles. There's quite a lot. It doesn't make it that special owning a police vehicle anymore. So I haven't bought any of the police vehicles, but I have bought the 3 ordinary cars that are in the game. That does not mean buy them. Let's talk about the Jester R. It has 0 modifications, you know, minus the factory ones that you get, like the wheels and neons and all the ordinary ones you get, but there's no added modifications. Not only that, you can't remove the livery off this vehicle, so don't buy this car, is what I'm saying. If you love the look of this car and the livery, the color of the livery is purple, that's why I made my car purple, and you like the wide look at the back, then buy it. But it's 2.3 million as well. So the Accord, it's like a middle ground. It's like 1.4 million. That's a lot of money, and there's not a crazy amount of JDM modifications or a modification you'd expect on such a JDM car. This one is really a choice. If I was to go back and I was an ordinary player, I wouldn't buy it. I think this car's coming out in this DLC, of course, as you've seen, a lot better, and you need to save your money for. And the Banshee GTS is a buy. It's an easy buy, like no question about it. It's only 2 million if you don't have GTA Plus. And I think it's worth it. Look at the thing. It looks amazing. So realistic. And even if you are disappointed with the mods, you can't be disappointed with the car. And there we are. There are the DLC vehicles. Let me know what you think. The vehicles, some vehicles are cool. Like, I don't think that makes this a great DLC. It's almost like they tried to fill in all their bad errors with amazingly good cars. And they nearly did it for me, but I don't think they still have. What do you guys think? What are you most excited for? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy, and see you guys in the next one.